Why, hello there, fellow warriors. Rhadamant here. Thank you for tuning in to Everwind. Episode 2, taking our first dungeon dive. Shump. Alright, well, I'm staring at copper straight ahead, so that's fortuitous. This lake would have been deep enough. It's like, it only really needs to be like 3 to 5 units deep, in my experience, regardless of the fall height. So it would have been deep enough, but I didn't make it. And I think what would be wise if I got copper tools for everything, because I'm getting a whole bunch of copper right now. So let's mine out what copper we find and then just roll out copper tools, because I think that's going to be incredibly useful for harvesting, building, etc. If you're, so for those that want to backseat me, I play tested this game a lot. I know what I'm doing and I don't need newbie tips. The no backseating tags are on not just for that, but also as a means to prevent spoilers and the like. But yeah, no, there's a huge difference between like jump into a lake kind of backseating and like you should go do X, Y, and Z game progression, which is really actually backseating. So, all right, let's get this smelt. Actually, before I do that, let's cut down a tree for like fuel, because I just built all of my wood into the giant magic carpet up there, wooden carpet. There we go, a little bit more fuel. It's worth noting that whether you put logs or planks in as fuel, it doesn't make any difference in terms of burn time. 36 minutes as logs, and then if I turn all of these logs into planks, it's 36 minutes of burn time. Doesn't matter. Logs, planks, who cares? And then if it has a fire symbol there, it means it's flammable and can be, you know, used as a fuel. All right. Actually, let's bring the healing potions with me. And here's the rest of my eggs. You can make your ship out of whatever the heck you want. If you want to make your ship out of, like, rotten dirt, you can make it out of rotten dirt. The game's not going to stop you any. There's no, like, weight limit. The limit is your size. So if I wanted to make my ship out of a 11 by 11 by 11 cube of stone, I could. It wouldn't matter. When I get 50 coin, I want to upgrade the ship. I'm at 41 coin. So I'm going to actually hold my coins. In fact, I'm going to put them on my belt so I can see them. All right, so now that I've gotten some more copper, rope. Let's get an axe and a shovel. Bye-bye, old tools. I don't really intend to use bows, so I'm not even going to bother investing in that. So I don't have a smithing station yet. So let's, whoa, God, I don't want to land on the island. A smithing station would be a next good upgrade to get. Trying to just add everything that we want on the ship. But I wanted to do it with nicer tools so it's faster. All right. So, smithing station. Here, as you can see, the things we're allowed to make. And I don't really have... I have blueprints for a plank blade, which is going to be better than my plank edge by a lot. The plank blade is like twice the damage, but it's still a wooden sword. So it still sucks. It just sucks less. What else is there for me to make? Block station, if I had one more rope. Which I don't have the materials for. And then carpenter station, if I had one more ingot, which we do have. So the carpenter station makes stuff like chests and the like. So I'm not going to interact with it too often. I can put it all the way back here. I know it's hanging off the edge. I don't care. So this allows you to make dressers, chests, railings, you know, furniture type stuff. Upgrade station I won't be able to get for a long time because I don't have access to those materials. So let's get a little fiber for the block station. And block stations allow you to make like roof tiles and floor tiles and stone stuff. And then eventually we'll get the tropical wood stuff. So, but I don't need to come back for the fiber. What I intend to do is let's explore this island. And then explore the island. And then I'll... Oops, I landed. I was typing the priority and not steering. And obviously, as you can see, there's fall damage. So this actually is pretty useful. When you die, you leave a death marker for half an hour. Oh god, it's gonna happen twice. Oh, okay, I just missed. Woo! And when you leave a death marker, you drop not all your stuff, but some of your stuff. And then you can pretty easily pick it back up. Ooh, amber, nice. Alright. Wham, splat indeed. So yeah, there is fall damage. And I proved it, and you're welcome. Now the other issue is I respawned with not a lot of life, so I'm going to need to heal before I get into any fights. Now, if you're wondering, is this cave interesting? We can go to the life detection mode and be like, hey, is there stuff down that way? And no, there isn't. So there's skeletons all over this island, but there's like no animals in the cave, which generally means that cave is finite. It doesn't go on forever, so it's not of interest to me. Lockpicks, nice. There we go. So, there's a bunch of apprentice locks on here, because this used to be like a village that everyone turned into a zombie. Excuse you. I was busy looting, dude. And you can pick them, but like my chance to successfully pick is probably pretty low, but let's do it anyway. Okay, first try. This gives us a new recipe for corn fritters. It gives us Oasis Sizzle Plate, Better Healing, and Sweet Purple Salad. And that stuff is adding to the compendium. Yes, everyone here are like skeletons. Ooh, a potion. Supreme Lethal Precision, so that's like crit chance boost. Alright. Just making sure I don't miss anything. You know, just gold. Alright, next up, tower time. You know what? Well, okay. Let's get up there. I'm gonna say it's probably not worth it, but I'll just do it anyway. Hello, how have you not noticed me, pal? Really? You maybe need to go, but I guess you are a trainee. Okay, there was no loot up here. All that effort for nothing. I sort of figured. We did hit our coin goal. Yes, we did. All right. These are wet tiles. Soaked block. This becomes a game mechanic much later on. I just figured it was worth pointing out to you that like some blocks are waterlogged, and that becomes important because you can there's ways later on in the game where you can extract liquids from wet blocks, which can be useful. Yeah, lethal precision again. Ooh, brewing. If you're wondering, I'm leaving. It's not that the boars that you see are like hard to kill. I just don't feel the need to go murdering everything that moves. Glass bottles. That's a big chest. I'll probably take that chest. Oh, and a novice key. That's nice. So let's take this chest for storage up in the base. It's going to be useful. And I'll use my novice key on this thing. Everyday attire. So this is a useful time to tell you. There is your armor, and then there's the way you look. So if I want to look like I have clothing on instead of armor on, I could. I don't care to, so I'm not going to, but you could. How long to chapter 2? I don't understand your question. A while. Oh, there's a point of interest in this island that I wanted to point out to you because it's important, which is that when you're on islands like this, try to find that like blue glowing sconce type thing because it has an important resource that you should be collecting. So you know how I got the spirit crystal already? The two resources you're going to want the most is this blue glowing stuff, which is called force crystal dust, and then the spirit crystal I had already picked up. That's like two of the most important resources early on. So seek it out. Someone up there? Yeah, there's someone up at the top of the bell tower. There's probably no loot up there, so I'm not even gonna bother. So, most of these houses have been picked over. Oh, this is like a little church. His hand was glowing. What he was gonna do is use like a combat ability, but I stopped him. Ooh, wooden gloves. I'll take that. I'm still barefoot, but it's an improvement. A bookshelf if you like the aesthetics of books. Sorry, butterfly. But you have spirit crystal dust. So spirit crystal dust is another important one if you intend to be an arcanist, which is like a spellcaster, because spirit crystal dust allows you to recharge your magical items, spell books and wands and the like. Meaning you kind of need to go kill a lot of butterflies, for better or for worse. And then if you're hungry like me, killing capybara for their meat is also useful, or hens too, that will work. So I'm probably nearly done with all the interesting things on this island. This island did not have a dungeon, so I'm sure I skipped some stuff, but honestly, there's an infinite amount of islands out there. I don't need to spend extra time to thoroughly pick over one. So, let's go out to the tropical island straight ahead and get the tropical wood so I can get the alchemy bench up. And then while we're sailing there, let's get the block station. So the block station is pretty simple. It just allows you to make, like, blocks. Like dirt blocks, wood blocks, roof blocks, tiles, etc. And then, like, there's different styles. So, like, if I click the wood plank block, here's the different styles of wood plank blocks I can make as well. Because there's a wide variety. Alright, upgrading my ship size, I needed copper nails and wood. Alright, let's put this chest down. Oh, it's getting dark. Cheers. And I think what I'll do is I'll start like an alchemy chest. All the things that have an alchemical effect will be dumped to this chest. Really? Raining on my parade? Okay, fine. Because there's, like, just tons of alchemy type stuff. As a very basic means of organization. Alright, almost at the tropical island. And some of this stuff I don't even care to keep. But yeah, we'll need more forest wood planks if I want to upgrade the size of our ship. Noted. Let's also make bronze out of the tin and copper that I have, and then we can also start making glass out of the sand I have, because the alchemy station requires glass. Alright, turning off my generators, because we're sitting over the island now. My gear is mostly fine. I could repair it, but it's not a big deal. So there we go. I'm gonna do, first ingot of bronze, first ingot of tin, and then some glass at the very last. The other thing I'm gonna do over here is get rid of junk that I don't need. I'm just gonna like throw it over the side of the boat because I don't care. Okay, so the glass is smelting. Let's go down to the tropical island. So these are the two biomes that you'll typically find at like sea level. It has sand. So if you want to make more glass, obviously you can get sand. Encasing your ship in like windows could be nice, because it prevents you from getting rained on, and I don't know. I don't personally care. But what we're really after is the palm trees, because that's going to give us a different type of wood, which is the tropical wood logs, which we'll need to make an alchemy bench. But there wasn't really that much else. There are some plants and animals that are only native to this map type, though. So whenever you're on a new island, you should seek out any flora or fauna that looks unfamiliar, like in this case, dragon fruit. This is also one of the cases where most plants can't be dug up to become seeds, but dragon fruit is one that can. There aren't many. It's a very finite amount, but dragon fruit is one of the only exceptions, as I had mentioned before. Then we also have cactus fruit. I think that's pretty much all that's here. It's a pretty boring little island with like no points of interest, so. And you can also switch the compass mode to see if there's like, most dungeons will have some sort of surface connection. But I have found a few dungeons that didn't, but no, there's no like secrets underneath here. And also, it's worth noting, my life detection detected life on the other island. It has a massive range of 350 meters, so as you can see, I'm detecting animals on that island. So it's not like, it's not like, oh, what if it's like underneath you? It's like, no, it's not underneath me by 350 meters or whatever. It's just not here. There is a disassembler bench soul blader, but it's not one that I have access to right now. I get it much later. It's this thing, processing station. Used to process items into materials, requires power from a generator, and it requires a drive piston, steam wire coils, basically TLDR stuff I don't have. Which is why I just threw it out. So here we go. Here's the alchemy station. And the alchemy tutorial. To create potions, you'll need an alchemy station, magical liquid, and hold on, this weather is really loud. What is it, ambient? Okay. There isn't really stuff in it underwater. Alright, back to crafting for alchemy. So you'll need alchemy station, magical liquid, and alchemy ingredients. A basic potion with special effects is created by placing 3 of the ingredients in the same magical aspect into the alchemy station. Now, with that in mind, I'm not really going to be able to do anything with alchemy until I pick up at least 1 point in Alchemist Eye, because I won't know the actual effects of my potions. So I can put down the alchemy table for now, but I'm not going to be doing anything with it for a bit, because I'm not planning on getting that next. Okay, storm's up. Let's get moving. And let's go to... Let's try to land at one of these islands. I might need to dig my way up, because I'm at my max height right now. But if I have to dig my way up, I will. And then we have basically everything that we'll need for a bigger boat too. So the current priority right now is expand the boat. Got 23 minutes of fuel. And let's see what we're getting into here. Really small, no dungeons, but there is a well or something in the middle. And then this one has dungeons. So, I think we're high enough to get there. Oh, and then... this is the one we sailed past. That's the starter island, and then we were there, and then that little tropical island that we just grabbed the wood for the alchemy. I'm coming for you, up there. I'll make it someday. Alright, smithing. Go ahead and do a little bit more copper. And there's really nothing I can smith right now. I mean, there's bronze, but I don't have rat tails. But trying to get bronze tools as soon as possible would be ideal. So, I'll add that to the other priority. Trying to manage to find bronze tools, and I'll explain how we go about that in a second. So in the cockpit, you have your your throttle on the left, and then the wheel, and then the elevation is the 238 you see there. But I like to sail in this view. For this island, I'm going to need to lower myself a little bit. And it's really not going to have much. I do see some copper here, though. So let's turn off the energy generators. Oh, you know what? I lied. Turn on the energy generators. I can't make that jump. You can also, a lot of dungeons will have a terminus. Basically, they'll generate dungeons until it, like, leaves the island, if you will. So sometimes you can tell, like, where the dungeons are from below. I don't do that often because it's, like, not necessary, but I'm just saying you could. Sorry, Capybara, but I'm a grown boy. I need your meat. Ooh, and you have a tangerine on your head, so I definitely need to kill you, too. And yeah, here's a pretty good example. Not that this is a dungeon, but obviously it generated a hole. And that is a thing where, like, you can find yourself in a dungeon and just, like, accidentally fall through the world because there is holes that generate, so you should be cautious about that. Oh, there is no collision damage, so if you go, like, bumping into a tree, you'll kind of bounce off. You won't destroy your ship that way. And your ship won't be destroyed by, like, enemy creatures or whatever, either. So magical liquid, in order to make alchemy, is a mix of water and spirit crystal dust. And if you want more water, it's actually really easy to get. You just make yourself a bucket, go up to any water source, and just, like, start bucketing water, and you just gain water. Which is also very useful for farming. Farming is done in wooden flower pots. It's a little bit more complicated than that. So once I find my first seed, I'll explain farming in greater detail. Well, one thing I forgot to do is the max ship size. So I'm going to grab my copper nails and copper... Well, I don't need to grab the copper bars. But let's go ahead and make some nails. And I'll pop over to this island, grab a little bit of wood, and expand the ship out by 2 tiles. So this one has a dungeon, and I'm definitely gonna do it. Ooh, what a soft landing. Ooh, I can even walk onto the... Perfect. Love it. Alright, next upgrade is 1 more coin. And that will add 2 more blocks per side. I again, want to grow it more than just the once. So we'll be doing that as well. Oops, resin doesn't go there. So you better drop me some coins, skeleton. Two tiles is rough. Well, it's 2 tiles in every direction, so that's actually a lot of tiles. It's really not nearly as bad as it sounds. Oh, I need more planks. All right, the next ship upgrade is 5 blocks on every side. And I also want to do that one as well. So that also requires more copper ingots that I probably don't have. Oh, no, I've got the copper ingots. So, yeah, I am aiming for 75 coin. Got it. And if you're wondering about the full size, let me just show you now. Because it's out 5 in every direction. Up, down, left, right. You know, every direction. So it's actually much more generous already. I'm also close to leveling up, which will be nice. Paper, thread, that's all I want from that. Alright, where's thy dungeon? Maybe in here? Now, if I wanted to find the dungeon, another easy way is to switch over the life scan and figure out where all the skeletons are underground. Yep, this is the dungeon head. Stairs that go down, yeah, that screams dungeon to me. Now, my storage capacity is going to be a limiting factor here. Basically, I'm going to fill up my bag full of stuff I want to keep. Probably pretty quickly. The other thing about dungeons is there are traps. So keep that in mind. The pressure plate that you see in the middle of the room here is a trap. I'll step on it for an example. Spikes. And bleed damage over time now. Are there merchants? Yes, there are. Ooh, a stone chest recipe. Alright, I leveled up. The next point I'm going to put in is this one. Actually, let's do this one. The price estimation. So the price estimation will tell you, like, roughly how much an item is worth to vendors. So, like, you know, this sword is worth 13 gold. That's not what they're going to buy it for because... Oh, there's more traps. Because there's obviously, like, markup and markdown, depending on whether you're, you know, buying or selling. And this is a... Hey, I'm talking here. This is a 2-wide chest, so I'm going to grab it. Another important resource to collect is the Mortivar skulls. You'll need a whole lot of them later on. So just trust me. Oh, Jesus. Trust me when I say collect them, because you're going to need like 100 or more later on. And they drop pretty commonly off of these like low enemies. So I'm just putting the stuff I don't want away, because money is really not like... You don't really need to be grinding money in this game, probably. Unless you're like really hurting on blueprints and you need to buy them, because blueprints do cost a ton of money. But it's pretty easy to make a lot of money in this game, in other words. I don't actually want that, I just wanted the compendium for it. It's another two-handed weapon. Okay, so down or lateral? I'm gonna always do lateral so that I fully explore. Down is usually like the ultimate destination of a dungeon, but I'd like to fully explore it. There's also secrets too, so look for like stones that indicate that we should dig, or like weird windows, which are easier said than to, you know, I'll point it out if I find one. But weird windows that indicate that it's like worth breaking into, because all of these tiles here are breakable, but 99.999% of your dungeon is just going to be nothing on the other side. You're not going to like open up secrets that way. The game is pretty good about giving you visual cues to where secrets are, in other words. Missed me. Oh, a stick bow. Because I'm sure you're interested to see ranged combat. I'll use a bow. I don't like it, so it's not something I intend to do much of, if at all, but I'll show it to you. There is some exploits, and in this run, I'm not planning on using any exploits, but there are a lot of exploits that you can do with bows, however, because some enemies will not have the ability to path to you if you use a ranged weapon. So you can, kill them from a distance without ever getting attacked by exploiting, ranged weapons in that way. Again, not something I intend to do. Okay, so I got 3 more large wooden chests, which is like probably all the storage space I'm reasonably going to need in the near future, because that's a lot of storage. Ow. My gloves are breaking, which is why there's the hand icon above. Now, normally, well, not normally, but there would be a chance to find a crystal there, but it just didn't spawn. It's not a guarantee. And early on, I do like to collect... Oh, yeah, there's more force crystal dust. I do like to collect most of the chests, ouch, that are... most of the boxes and stuff like that. I got poisoned. I'm not going to bother grabbing that one, though. Notes. On an old battlefield, I found a medal. Ordinary human. I don't know who it belonged to, but it suddenly reminded me what pride looks like in someone's eyes, and I hate that memory. So these mortivars used to be human, I think is what the game is inferring. And that's the stuff. This is a healing shrine. It has 4 charges. I'm going to use one of them and heal up. Ow! Why are you fire enchanted? Piss off, freaks. So, I do have... Oh, and I forgot to show you the bow. I'll show it to you now. I do have repair kits on me. So I'm going to be able to, like, repair my nearly broken gloves because there's a repair station right there, which is convenient. Oh, another healing shrine. So I have 5 repair kits. We'll do gloves, blade, and that's it. Ooh, a stone pickaxe. So this is a boosted pickaxe. My current one has a mining of 14. This is a mining of 12, so it's not an upgrade, so I'm going to leave it there. But there is an enchanting system. Ooh, a copper helmet blueprint. That's real nice. Now we're talking. I'm going to have actual armor, and not just like wooden crap. I mean, I guess I could eat raw corn. I'm kind of out of food. But there's so many healing shrines, I'm not all that concerned. The palisades will hurt you, so don't go walking into them. And now I know how to make big chests. Sweet. Well, this is the dead end. I don't see an indicator that there's like secrets anywhere in the walls, so let's turn back. Start to go down again. Ah. So we have smithing stations that we could just grab. Ooh, blueprints. For leather boots. This is the end of the dungeon. It didn't have like a big loot room. Just kind of ended here. Unceremoniously, unfortunately. But that's fine. There was that locked chest that I'll try to pick open, though. I have 4 lockpicks. Hopefully it will work. Fail. 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 Win! Great, and I got nothing I wanted out of it. Cool. Alright, well, we're done. This was the full dungeon. It was, sometimes dungeons will have, like, bosses or, like, big treasure at the end of it, stuff like that, but not all of them. I would say, in my anecdotal experience, maybe only, I don't know, kind of a small fraction do, like a quarter of them do or so. A lot of them just end up, like, with a giant hole at the bottom of the island or something like that, you know, where they didn't, and I don't think that's, like, on accident. I think that's a bit by design, where you don't get lucky. They just don't have stuff. Thank you for tuning in to Everwind, which originally streamed live on Twitch. If you have any feedback or questions for me, let me know in the comments below. If you'd like to catch a live stream of mine, Rhadamant.com has my stream schedule and countdown timers to upcoming streams. If you'd like to join my online gaming community on Discord, Rhadamant.com has linked to it, as does the description of this video. Thank you so very much for watching. Special thank you to my Twitch subscribers, Patreon patrons, and viewers like you that support the channel and made it all the way to the credits. Thank you so very much. I hope to catch you in the next episode or an upcoming stream. Farewell, fellow explorers.